For the company, we do whatever it takes.
Or die.
Or die.
There is no
For
winning.
the company.
You die at the job or you die coming home.
Exactly.
There is no failure.
What are we talking about? We're talking about a game called Lethal Company, everybody. This is a brand new game that came out on Steam about a month ago. It is only on PC right now. It is made by one person, literally
Crazy.
one person.
Crazy.
And it currently is outselling Call of Duty on Steam. So that's pretty wild. And what is Lethal Company, you may ask? Well, Lethal Company is a co-op horror game about going through abandoned moons, scavenging for junk that's worthless, and selling it to, quote, the company. And the company is this like weird tentacle monster thing that sits inside of this thing, and we don't know where the money goes, or we don't know where the stuff goes and what he does with it. It's just a dude, or it's a thing.
Yeah, we don't even know who's
We don't know what it
in
is.
charge.
But all we know is that you got to get money, you got to get supplies for the company, and then they pay you. And then when they pay you, you can do more shit. And that's really cool.
Yeah, shit.
So we found this game, been seeing a lot of people talk about it on streams, on YouTube, all that stuff. And we're like, you know what? It's $10. Might as well give it a try, see what it's like.
$10 ain't bad.
Yeah, $10 not bad. Yeah. So we downloaded it, played it, streamed it twice. And this game is scary. It's very, very freaky. It's probably closest in design to a Phasmophobia, in that like you got your people, you just collect your supplies, you go into a place. Normally in Phasmophobia, you go into a house. In this one, you go into a abandoned factory building, and then it's procedurally generated though. And I think that's one of the magical things, is that every time you land on the planet, things procedurally generate. So each run is a little bit different. I mean, you're doing the same stuff. So you're like running around and you're like having to, collect all the junk in the world. But it's pretty impressive to like just go around. The graphics aren't like amazing, but they do the job for what they're doing in the game. And the main thing is just like the game's very simple. It's a very basic concept. You just got to get stuff, meet your quota, and turn it into the company. That's it.
Easy.
But what's hard is all the randomly generated stuff that happens. Because like every time you turn a corner, you never know if you're going to run into like a freaking leech that wants to jump on your head and eat your face off, or this big, huge like mouth monster that also wants to eat your face, or a spider that wants to eat your face, or the other enemy is falling into a dark pit of doom.
You forgot the worst one is the fog monster.
Oh god, the fog monster!
Who
Fuck
you
that!
can hear coming at you, and you can't see him until it's too late, and then he eats your face.
Oh my god!
Actually, he just eats all of you. Or if you don't get off the planet in time, apparently he opens the door and comes in and eats you.
Oh my god! Yes. Jeez, that guy was evil. Oh my gosh! Yeah. So it's a fun game. I mean, like you basically just go the premise. You go day by day. You have 3 days to meet your quota. In the ship that you're in, you have like a little sign that says what your quota is you got to meet, and you go collect stuff and you bring it back to the ship, and then you go after the 3rd day, you go sell it to the company. He gives you money, and then you can use that money to buy new stuff. So you can buy like walkie-talkies, you can buy flashlights, you can buy shovels to like hit things with. And there's all these different things you can buy, but you have to have the money to do it. And money is very scarce, because if you die, you lose everything. And that sucks.
So it's very hard.
It's very hard. Yes. But they also even have like back at the home base, like this whole like computer system, which fortunately I haven't done yet. Because normally, in Phasmophobia, I'm staying in the truck. I'm not going inside because it's scary. This one I've been comfortable enough because it's kind of silly in the way that these things come after you, but it's still scary. Like if they jump scare you, man, it is a freaky moment. But
I've been scared. You heard me scream.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I felt so bad for my girlfriend. Sorry.
That's right.
Fiance.
That's right, fiance. Yeah. Congratulations in person, by the way. Yeah, that's very exciting.
That's right. I'm excited.
We had some shout outs on Discord even about your engagement. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, Lethal Company is great. There's even like weather things that change. So like sometimes you'll load in a level and it's like raining outside, so it'll get like really muddy and you can like fall into quicksand and die, which I've done.
I didn't expect that, but that was funny.
Yeah. There's fog that like fogs up everything, and that's also
Very hard to
bad.
But if you go down smaller corridors that are outside, there's no fog
That's true.
for some reason on
Dude,
one planet.
You know what pissed me off?
What?
I found out a trick. I was watching somebody stream this game, and I found a trick that the day that we were walking around the fog and we couldn't see shit. We're trying to find each other. So you know the scanner you have? If you're outside of the building, if you click the scanner, it'll show you where the entrance is
Oh my god!
to the building on your little scanner thing. I was so pissed. I was like, this whole entire freaking time, we're trying to figure out how to get to the thing. You can just like right click scan and it'll like show you where the stuff is.
Jesus. This whole time, man.
Yeah. So you have this little scanner that if you like it's right click in the game. It just like bleeps and scans the world in front of you for a hot minute, and it shows you the objects of interest in the space. And like for example, if you have like all your loot items, it'll tell you like what the item is and how much it's worth. But then also when you're outside, you can scan to see what's there or the entrance is, which is kind of funny and silly. But this game's been great. It is something though, I will say, I was talking to Jason about this too. It's like, I don't think I could play this for like hours on end.
No.
Like it's more like an hour.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we play a couple of runs and do some cool stuff. And I'm like, cool, I'm content. Let's get out of here and do something else.
Yeah, it's not really progression per se. It's more of just like a challenge if you want to challenge yourself.
Yeah.
I felt like it was definitely a lot I felt like I wanted more from this game. But for the most part, like I think the premise is good.
Yeah.
It almost feels like a Rick and Morty type thing. I don't know why. It's just what comes to
Oh,
mind.
interesting.
And I would hope that there's not. We played an hour on stream, and I felt like that was good enough.
Yeah.
Like I understand the game. There's no more like mystery outside of like, oh, how, I just collect all these items in this procedurally generated factory, and avoid the scary creatures, which was scary.
Yeah.
Great. Like it works. Like you open the door, it's all dark inside. It's like, do you want to go down there? Or you open the door and it's a whole corridor of halls and there's one or two lights on and you hear just a scampering of something.
Right.
So you don't know where they are, which way they'll be coming from because it's that echo. So you just like, do we go? Do we try to run down this hall and wait for something to jump out and scare us?
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it was good, but yeah, it needs more time in the oven, which I think a lot of these games do need that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great early access game, It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, for what it is right now, I mean, it's an awesome starting point, and the fact that the core gameplay is there and it runs great, which is awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
like I didn't encounter really any bugs other than literal bugs, running around trying to eat your face. But I thought that was really good. Yeah, the game runs pretty well. It's pretty easy to connect with each other. A lot of neat surprises and stuff. So I mean, like the foundation is there. Now it's just them adding more bad guys, like you said, more of a progression system. I mean, there is like some sense of progression where like each time you go do the run, like you have to get a higher quota to unlock like different planets, because certain planets you can't go to without money.
I see.
And then there's obviously like the stuff you can unlock, to carry in with you to make your run easier.
Yeah.
But beyond that, like, there is like the progression meter that pops up, and I don't know if there's any like rewards tied to that other than like you just keep getting more money basically.
Yeah. Like I wish inside you could map out the like the planet we were on. There's a factory. I wish you could map it out where it's like, oh, like I found a recharge station for my flashlight without having to go all the way back to the ship just to recharge it to explore more. Because it runs out super quick, which is fine, and maybe there's an upgrade for it later on that we haven't got to. But
so they do have a higher tier flashlight.
Oh, okay.
That has a higher battery life, and it's brighter.
Oh, that's nice.
So brighter light, higher tier. It's like a yellow flashlight instead of a green one. So they do have that, but they also, I remember, I was reading that there was a portal you can unlock that allows you to teleport back to base.
Okay. So
that's something that it's basically like, I think there was one that's a two-way teleporter, and there's one that's a one-way. So it's like you can escape and get back to the ship quickly to like recharge or whatever.
Gotcha.
But then you'd have to walk back in. But then there's also a two-way one where you can like set a designated point, I think, to like teleport in.
Yeah.
But you can't carry your objects with you on through those portals. So you still have to run the items back. But so that is an option available to the game.
It'd be cool if these items had abilities, like instead of just picking up a propane tank or whatever they call it. Like if you can get like, oh, here's a cool weapon and it's worth this much, but if you use it, like the value starts dropping.
Oh,
so it's like I could use it to help find more stuff, or I could just take it back because it's worth a lot.
Were you in the game with me that I found the laser light?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So like that was one that had like a utility too, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, the value drop thing would be interesting, where it like degrades or whatever, or like that one that you pick up that was like a gas lamp or whatever that left off radiation. Like if you held it long enough or whatever, like maybe it would like explode, you know, because you like left it on too long or something.
And it's super bright. Like that'd be nice. Yeah, something like that. Like these, I guess it was a chemical canister. Like if you could use that to kill beasts.
Yeah.
But I wish there was guns in here. I wish there was more like action instead of just exploring. Which maybe eventually that comes to be. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had some good moments.
I like that it's I mean, I like the lack of, I mean, you can get a shovel like I mentioned earlier, but the lack of weapons is kind of cool because it's like you're naked and afraid, you know.
Yeah.
You got to watch out
I don't
for bad
mind
guys.
starting off like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like you have to build up to get weapons, to get armor, to get a jetpack, you know, whatever. Like whatever will make you a little more powerful to survive longer. That's really what this is. It's just a survival game.
So he says that, so right now there's 7 planets to explore, 9 creatures to discover, and 8 tools you can purchase from the shop, as well as vanity items to customize your ship, which I found out you can like move shit around the ship. I didn't even realize.
Oh, okay.
So you can like reposition things and whatnot. But then the full game is supposed to be so full of creatures, items, customization, and map variations, he wants it to feel infinitely replayable. This is the type of game that benefits from being full of stuff. Besides that, he wants to iron out most glitches and tie in the game's design and difficulty so it can be enjoyed by new and experienced players alike. So not a lot of depth there in like what he's going to be doing other than just like more stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like more stuff. Stuff's always cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's some good moments. I just don't know if I would play this, like over an hour. Like, I don't know if I want to play it like once a week. Maybe like once a month. I'll be like, oh, yeah, we could jump in there and play it a while.
Company, yeah.
But yeah, some of those moments were crazy. Like, there's a time system, like a day, night almost.
Yeah.
And in the level we were on, we had to, it got nighttime. So we're like, oh, we better go. And it was foggy. And then that's when the nighttime creature came out, which is probably not a fog monster. It's just a nighttime creature.
Yeah, it's just a monster that basically
and you can't see him because of the fog. Normally we would, and it totally just obliterated me. And then, like, when someone dies, like, you guys died in this one, like, okay, we had to jump over this crevice. Jason got attacked by a head crab, and it was funny because we were just using in-game chat because it has, what was it called? The not spatial audio.
Proximity chat. And so when Jason was covered, the audio made it sound like he was muffled, which I thought was really cool. I was like, oh my God. I just like ran away and Jason's like, get it off. Like, I can't do anything. I was like, there's no swing or anything. I can't punch or kick. So you had jumped over the crevice again and you fell through and I didn't realize. And so after Jason died, I was trying to run around and be like, Brett, where are you, Brett? And that's when you're like, get out of there. Yeah.
We were on Discord too, so.
That is right. That was the other thing I liked about it, because when I first played this with Travis and Sarah and them, we were on Discord and didn't play proximity chat.
Oh,
and then and then later on I didn't realize like when you die you just like go away. When you and I played with Jason, like I thought that was way more fun to like be on proximity chat.
Definitely.
And just like, you're sitting there, you're just like all talking around and all of a sudden you just go silent. And you're like,
hello?
What the fuck?
Yeah,
what happened? Where'd he go?
Guys, and they can't hear you because you're not close enough.
And I love how the first 2 rounds is like, where'd he go? Oh, he fell. He fell again. And then I fell. I was
fell
like,
twice.
oh my God.
So there's 2 rounds where I just didn't even play. I just died like right off the bat.
Yeah, it does make for some really good moments, which I appreciate.
But I like how the people who have died have their own group chat. So like I died by the monster, and then Jason died by the monster, the fog monster, nighttime monster. And we got to talk about that, like what had happened.
And then you're like,
Jason's just like,
Brett's going to get it happen too.
We're like, yeah, Brett's gonna die. We're just watching Brett and having our own conversation, which I have it all recorded. It's great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then that's when it somehow learned how to open the door and then came in and killed you. I was like,
was
oh
so mad.
jeez.
I was like, surely I'm safe in here with this big giant door. No, not
Did
safe.
you see it clipping through the vessel?
No. Well, a little bit, I think, a tiny bit, yeah.
Like you could see its backside. It was like inside, and then somehow it got on top. I don't even know what happened, but yeah, I got up there. It's
freaking wild.
Maybe that was a glitch. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's some other stuff that I keep finding in here too. Like I was watching our stream here, and like there's a bestiary where you can like look up the beasts that are in the world at that moment, which
that's cool.
that would have been nice to know.
Yes.
It's like, oh, there's a spider, or there's a this, or whatever, you know. And then I also saw somewhere that there was a point where the company was buying at 123%. So they're buying in that moment more than 100% of the value. I was like, okay, so that's interesting. So like,
you need to survive.
depending on when you go to the company, like you might get more or less money.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Were you seeing how much this was outselling?
It was in an article in the show notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. Well, right now, all-time peak for this game was 212,000, which is like basically a AAA title.
Yeah.
Like that's what they usually get, I feel like, right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty high. That's high numbers. And right now, an hour ago, over 84,000 people were playing this game. This is on Steam charts. And it's impressive. You know, good for these people or this guy. Like this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like more things like this need to come out, and I guarantee you Epic Games will copy this and put it in Fortnite.
Most likely, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you don't need the best graphics. You just need a good premise for a game.
Yeah.
And I would prefer better graphics, obviously. But, you know, for what it was fun.
Yeah, it's a great concept. And I mean, you know, it's with those graphics, you know, it runs better that way. You know, he doesn't have to worry about.
Yes.
You can focus more on optimizing the gameplay and less on the graphics for different people. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool game. Lethal Company. Y'all should check it out if you haven't yet. If you're on a PC, we don't know if it's coming to console at any point in time, but if you have a PC,
Sure, well down the line.
Yeah, definitely worth picking this one up. It's pretty cool.
Devolver Digital might pick them up.
I don't know. It depends. Yeah.
Yeah, Annapurna.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
I doubt Annapurna. They have a whole style.
Yeah. They're pretty locked down right now. But I don't know. He might just do solo. He might pull a Stardew Valley and just like keep making stuff himself. You know.
I would appreciate that. We need more of that right now. Everyone keeps getting bought up or gobbled up by these big companies.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe it's considered a lethal company. Anyway, that's that. It was a fun game for what it was.
Yep.
Game of the year.
I don't know about that.
Best indie game of the year.